Hey, what's going on YouTube? Apollo back at it again with another video, and today I was suggested to do a Source Filmmaker tutorial, and as you can see, usually my face cam's on the left side, but I'm doing it on the right because most of everything's on the left side. So, yeah. Anyways, this video was suggested by SCP Study, so thank you, man, for the suggestion. And before we start, the main reason why I want to do Source Filmmakers because of two YouTubers. It's getting hot in there. Two YouTubers with the name. One of them is Xbox Gamer K, or Katrina, and another one is Minecraft Gamer. Those two, they inspired me to do Source Filmmaker. Anyways, enough babbling, let's get into this. So first off, when you open up Source Filmmaker, you get this little screen right here where, you create a new session. And my recent session is a 200 sub special, which I uploaded on YouTube. That's nothing much. So for today, I already typed it out, but tutorial. So today we're gonna do a tutorial. Make sure, if you have a good enough graphics card, make sure to do 60 or 72 frames a second for a best quality. Anyways, after that's done, just click create, and now the shot's loaded in. So as you can see here, we got our shot down here, the name. So this is the picture slot where you, in the timeline, I believe that's what it's called. And if you go to like a certain point and Source Filmmaker, let's say like right here, and you keep on playing, but you just don't want to drag it to 0 over here, you can just always press the up button, the up arrow key. So this is the shot. You can put in multiple shots into here for different shots, different camera angles, such like that. We'll get into that later. Down here we got sound. We got dialogue, music, and sound effects. These are going they're going to be implemented the in-game, such from Half-Life, TF2, such like that. They're all going to be implemented into Source Filmmaker. But if you want to do custom, if you guys want to do custom sounds, you go into Steam, you go to Source Filmmaker, which is in software. You go to Source Filmmaker, you go into Source Filmmaker, go into properties, head into local files, browse local files, click on game. Wrong thing. So you can go into one of these, but mostly just go into TF, go into sound, and what you want to do is, so you want to go in here. You see, I already got a folder for it, but you want to create a new folder and call it custom. But I already got one in here, so it's good. So let me just delete this folder. Okay. So with custom, you can bring anything in here. The one I brought in here is Kermit's It's Not a Cookie for my orange SFM thing in there. So that's how you implement custom sounds in there. So let's go back into here. Now, I haven't really tinkered with the overlay yet, but I'll get back into that one. Into full depth, no BS, straight into it, and I'll help you guys out. So, as you can see, we have no map loaded. And we need a map in order to let Source Filmmaker work. But before that, here's where we have the animation set editor where you can put in new models, element viewer, which I don't know yet, and I added in a secondary viewport. So let's say you have the work camera here, which is right here, work camera, and you can put in camera 1 or camera 2 right there. So let's get a map in here. So load map, mostly from Workshop. I like to use Workshop. So let's go with this Source Filmmaker FNAF 1 map. And to get maps, hang on, let it load. Occasionally, you can just click on it. It'll say not responding, but it does that. Just don't quit the application right away. Just let it wait. Just let it wait, and the application will come back responding. So just wait. See? It's gone. So it's now loading in the map. Map's loaded, but we can't see it. Okay? Let me show you something. So if you see, if you right click into the black area, you get the render settings, progressive refinement, all this stuff over here. Main one you want to do is disable enable lighting. Now, if you want like natural lighting in here, then you can click on that, but if there's none, then just deselect that. So we're out here, we're now in the map. So what you do is left click and hold to view the work camera around, and WASD to move around. Also, if you want to speed things up a bit, just press left shift to go faster. And how we get maps is go into Steam, go into the Workshop, type in Source Filmmaker. This is already there. Source Filmmaker, and all the models for Source Filmmaker will be on here. But we're doing Five Nights at Freddy's, so let me just type in FNAF, and all the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff will be on here, including tablet, animatronics, packs, animation. Yeah. All this FNAF from FNAF 1 to FNAF 6 right now, and there's 18 pages of them. So if we go down here, we can select models, select sounds, select maps, particles, script, other stuff like that. So our main concern is maps, so we click map, and there will be maps waiting for you in here. And this is the one I have right now, I think. Yeah, I think this is the one I have. Yeah, this is it. This is the map I have. All you have to do is click subscribe, and you already get the map. So we're in here. We got everything loaded out. See, there are no tables because this is mostly an empty map. But there's no backside over here. So now let's get into animating. So we head over here into the animation set editor. Make sure you're clicked onto here. And now you just right click. You can get a new camera, lights, models, particle system, or create animation settings for existing elements. But we're mostly concerned to the new models, so let's get into this. It's on all mods, but if you go over to the Workshop, you'll get all the Workshop stuff, and I have a bunch of stuff like guns, animatronics. Oh crap, I did not mean that. Whoops. So let's just choose a model that we like. So let's go with Bonnie. Bonnie, the big purple bunny. As you can see here, this place is actually quite small. And I have to agree with you. Most animatronics are huge. So, you got the model, you got him in place. How do we set him on the ground? Because he's clipping through the ground right there. And don't mind the lines, that's just the camera. And if you go into the secondary viewport, there's camera 1 right there. So, we're gonna end back into animation set viewer. Now, you see, his legs are clipping through, and Bonnie's a pretty tall animatronic. So, what you want to do is head over here to this orange box over here, middle tab, and hit control. Now, once you hit control, you can see all the bones in the model. And yeah, I know it's an animatronic that has bones, just don't mind. Alright, so now we just want to click the root transform, which is the whole entire animatronic. But as you can see here, we got this little circle thing to control the movement. But we're not going to do that. So we're going to head over here to the global move. And now, as you can see here, we got 3 arrows and 3 circles. We're mostly concerned about the arrows. The blue arrow is vertical. Vertical, up, down. Simple as that. But we got the horizontal. You can drag this left and right with the red arrow, forward and backward with the green. So let's put them back in place. Alright, so we got him up here, but notice he's not entirely on the ground. Not really. So you see this little cyan square right here? You click that and you just hold shift 2 and move around and he'll stay on the ground. Now we got Bonnie on the ground. That's nice. So we got Bonnie on the ground. How do we pose him? Simple as that. So we're back. We go back on here, and this is where you get to this tab right here. The far right is where you can animate the model, and you can add bookmarks for animation sets. But we're gonna head back over here because we're not animating right now. But you see the camera is quite close, so it's the same thing as a work camera. You can move the camera to anywhere you want. And X, if you hold X, is to descend, and Z to ascend. Now we're just gonna get up close personal look on Bon Bon. And yes, I just said Bon Bon. So we're gonna move back to the work camera. I'm gonna put it on the secondary viewport over here so we can take a look at him. Now we just hit control again. We hit control again, and you see we can hover over the bones in the model, and it should say what type it is, like valve, biped, bib, 01, underscore left, underscore under upper arm. So we're gonna click that, and my best guess is to not do this. Do not do that. Do not use the arrows on this unless it is rigged. We'll get to rigging later. So now we just hit the global rotate. Now once we hit this, we can move this like that, move his arm left and right, up and down, and left to right. But we're mostly just gonna put him down like so. And now you can, and also if you hold control and left and hold left click, you can select. You can select the bones in the model if you are close enough. But it's being feisty on me. So now we can just move Bonnie to whatever we like. So let's animate him. I'm gonna fast forward. Okay, so now we got him into position. We got him standing like that. And it's the same ordeal with the head. Now, mind you, there are different parts in the head. You can just use the neck as well. It's the same thing as the head. Kind of, except you move the whole neck instead of actually the head. So we got the inside endo jaw in here, which let's move the mouth like so. And now we can move the endo jaw like, hang on, like so. Well, that's in this Bonnie. There's not going to be any other, hopefully not, in other Bonnie models. I think it's just this one, I think. Now, with Bonnie, you got simple eyes. You know, you can click on them. You can use that to make them derpy if you want to. We're going to go into the animation set viewer. And there are certain things where you can actually just control the eye with a little bar, slider bar right here. Control both eyes with those. Yeah, but that's not the case. We just have to manually do them. Okay, so we got him in position. We can move his eyes if we want to, but let's make his mouth open just a wee bit. Like so. And we can move his ears too, but they're actually quite tricky. See? We got him. Let's move into the secondary viewport. Look at him. Look at Bon Bon. He looks so good. So now, we got him doing that. But let's say we actually want to animate him. That's what you're on Source Filmmaker for, not to make little posters like this one over here. But we actually want to animate Bon Bon. So he's already in a good enough position. Let's go to the animation set viewer. Go into right click, sorry, my bad, on Bonnie, on the model, and you can rename, you can copy, you can delete, you can make them hidden, which I don't recommend doing. You can show them in element viewer, show game model and explore. You can export, you can import animations, export animations, and certain utilities. Phenomenons as well. But what we're mostly concerned about is the rig. Now, I have downloaded a bunch of rigs from Steam Workshop. So, let's head back into Source in Steam in the Workshop. Now, let's go with Bonnie Rig. Now there are different rigs for Bonnie, but I don't know where this one is. Honestly, don't. But I don't know how to make the eyes turn like black and with a white dot in them. But yeah, there are many rigs for different animations as well. But we got the rigs for almost all animatronics. So we got that, where it has basically almost everything in here. So we got all these rigs. All these rigs already subscribed. And they're already implemented to the game. So, or source. So we just have to find the right rig. So, and my favorite models are Red Eye models because they are actually they look really similar to in-game, like actual Five Nights at Freddy's. That's why I like Red Eye. But there are different Red Eye models. There are universal rigs, I don't recommend this one. So let's just go with Red Eye E Models. As you see, it worked. If it didn't work, it will still have the same skeletal layout. So now, we applied a rig onto Bonbon. Now, there are different bones in his body. So we're just going to click on the pelvis, and now, as we click and hold the blue arrow, we can move him, like so. You can see? We can move him like that, and his body bends to it. So we're gonna make him bend like that. Move over here and do the same thing on his hands. Make him go down. Mind you, animation and posing takes a really long time, so if you want to do this, then you go ahead. Mind you, it will be troublesome. So now, we got him in a position. Hang on, let me just bend the spine forward a little bit, like so, and tilt his, not jaw, tilt his head back. So he's now looking at the camera. I mean, he was before, but a little bit better. So he's now staring directly at the camera. And now let's get into the animation bit. So for the animation, it's actually quite simple. You just go over here, press Control and Control. Remember to always have Control on so you can select bones and models. So we got his ear, and now let's bookmark it, drag the timeline forward a bit, and now move the ear. And see? It animates it for you. So now let's move on to the jaw, and yeah. So now let's move on to the head. Now let's make his head turn. So we're gonna slide it forward. But if you guys want to make it go a lot faster, you just slide it forward a little bit and then do the work. It's gonna make his head to like that. See how fast it is? Fast and smooth. That's the reason why we put it on 60 frames a second. So now we got him kind of animated a bit, and we can animate his hands as well. So let's do that. Let's make him do a thumbs up, hopefully in front of the camera. So let's do that. Make him go like that. Move his hand up a bit. And as you can see, it's bad. So we're going to do it like this. Like that. Now let's put his thumbs up. Let's put his thumb up. Like that. And grab the other one. Like so. See? And he gave you a thumbs up. Good job. Good job that you animated. That's what he's doing. Good job. Mind you, this isn't great, but take time and effort into Source Filmmaker, and you'll do good. Practice makes perfect. But let's say you actually wanted a moving shot on the camera. Moving shot with the camera. To do that, you go in here, create animation, free animation set or sets for existing elements, and select camera 1. And when you do that, you can do different things like field of view, focal distance, aperture, bunch of stuff. Let's just animate them. So let's bring the camera back a bit. Now, it's the same thing as animating Bonnie. Now, we just move it forward a bit. And now move forward. Just like that. And if you want to do it slow, here, let me just drag it and move it on. If you want to do it slow like that, you can. You can drag the bookmark anywhere. So let's do it quite fast. He just gave you a thumbs up because you know how to move a camera and you know how to animate. Good job, you have passed. You have passed this part, and if you're around here, good job, good job. You're now an amateur in Source Filmmaker, because I know I'm the same as well. I'm an amateur, but you just can't freely click around on the camera anymore. It's now a model, so you have to go on it, and also you can move it outside like so, but we're just gonna move it back. You can have multiple models in here, multiple cameras, and multiple shots. So yeah, that's really it. That's part 1 tutorial of Source Filmmaker. I hope you guys enjoyed, and well, good luck on your animations. And the next tutorial I'll be doing is the walk animation. So if you guys enjoyed this, please make sure to leave a like. If you're new around here, please subscribe and hit that notification bell for videos like this. Also, follow me on Twitter. I can give you some advice in Source Filmmaker as well of what I learned. Yeah. If this gets past 5 likes, I will do the walking animation tutorial for you guys, for you beginners out there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.